Welcome to the Revenge Story Times channel. In the quiet suburbs of Elmwood, Betty thought she had it all: a successful career, a beautiful home, and a loving husband named Mark. Their lives seemed perfect, intertwined with the kind of harmony many envied. However, beneath this seemingly flawless exterior, cracks were beginning to form. Betty had recently been promoted at work, an achievement she celebrated with Mark. Her new role required her to work closely with her boss, John. Late nights at the office became more frequent, and she often came home with stories of long meetings and team dinners. Mark, a software engineer, trusted his wife implicitly, never doubting her dedication to their marriage. One evening, while Mark was preparing dinner, he noticed Betty's phone buzzing incessantly. She had left it on the kitchen counter, and the screen lit up with a message from John: "Can't wait to see you tonight. Same place." Mark felt a pang of unease but pushed it aside, convincing himself it was probably work-related. In the following weeks, Betty's behavior grew more suspicious. She started dressing up more for work, and her phone was always on silent. Mark's unease turned into suspicion. He decided to investigate, not because he wanted to catch her doing something wrong, but because he needed to know the truth. Mark installed a tracking app on Betty's phone, something he felt guilty about but justified to himself as necessary. He discovered that Betty frequently visited a downtown hotel, a place nowhere near her office. One evening, he decided to follow her. From a distance, he watched as Betty entered the hotel and was warmly greeted by John. The reality of the situation hit him like a ton of bricks. Instead of confronting Betty immediately, Mark devised a plan. He wanted to ensure the truth would come to light in the most unforgettable way. Over the next few days, Mark meticulously gathered evidence, taking screenshots of text messages and capturing photos of their secret meetings. Mark then arranged a dinner party, inviting Betty's closest friends, family, and crucially, John and his wife. The night was set to be an elaborate charade. Betty, unaware of what was unfolding, arrived home to find their house filled with familiar faces. Mark played the perfect host, his demeanor calm and composed. After dinner, Mark stood up and addressed the guests, thanking them for coming. He then announced he had a special presentation to share. The room dimmed as he projected a series of photos and messages onto the wall. Gasps filled the air as the affair between Betty and John became undeniable. Betty's face turned pale, and John shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Mark calmly narrated the timeline of their betrayal, detailing every rendezvous with chilling precision. The room fell silent, the weight of the revelation pressing down on everyone. Betty's friends and family looked at her with a mix of shock and disappointment. Finally, Mark turned to Betty, his voice steady but filled with hurt. "I trusted you, Betty. We built a life together, and you shattered it. This isn't just about the affair, it's about the lies and deceit." Betty tried to speak, but Mark held up his hand. "There's nothing you can say to fix this. You made your choice, and now I'm making mine." He walked out of the room, leaving Betty to face the consequences of her actions. In the weeks that followed, Mark filed for divorce and moved on with his life. He focused on his career, his friends, and finding happiness without Betty. The story of his epic revenge spread through Elmwood, serving as a cautionary tale about trust, betrayal, and the price of infidelity. Betty, on the other hand, faced the fallout of her actions, losing not just her husband but also the respect of those who once held her in high regard. Thank you for listening. Until the end, see you in the next episode of Revenge Story Times. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Goodbye.